Get ready to expect the unexpected because Big Brother 26 is right around the corner, and I don't need AI to tell me this is going to be a great season. We've got 16 house guests, well, 17, we'll get to that later, and they're all competing for the $750K. But who will walk away the winner of BB26? You know me, I can't wait for another Big Brother season, so let's get into the cast and some of my personal predictions. We've got everyone from a celebrity chef to a former undercover cop here. It's about to get real. So let's get into it. I'm Anna Rumor, and this is PopCulture Social Call. Let's kick things off with Angela, a 50-year-old real estate agent from Syracuse, Utah, by way of Long Beach, California. Now, Angela describes herself as a people person, thinks that being an older player will give her the life experience needed to work with people and manipulate them a little. We all saw how Mama Fee and Cerie did in BB25, so I'm not counting Angela out at all. Show the children how it's done. We've then got Brooklyn. She's a 34-year-old business administrator who lives in Dallas after growing up in Covington, Georgia. She describes herself as a big fan of a show, but not a super fan, which is probably for the best if you see how some of these super fans have been doing. She's a people person, she's a mom, she's a pageant girl, and she wants to build bridges and make it to the end. Now, I'm putting her middle of the pack for now. I'm not getting winner energy from her, but make me eat my words, girl. Cam is up next. He's 25, he's from Bowie, Maryland, and he's a physical therapist. Cam says he's charismatic and a competitive threat, but he wants to prove he's not a dumb jock by winning the money. His strategy going in? Make a big ol' alliance, especially with some of the older house guests someone watched last season. It worked then, why couldn't it work now? Unless he's pegged as too much of a physical threat by someone who also watched last season. So he could go super early or go to the end for me. Then we've got Cedric. He's a 21-year-old former Marine who lives in Running Springs, California by way of Boise, Idaho. He says he's the most well-rounded player in the house between social and competitive skills, which is a wild thing to say when you haven't met anyone else yet, but he did say people might think he's a bit arrogant. That's not a great note to start out on. I'm not picking him for my winner's circle, let's just say that. Then we've got 27-year-old Chelsea from Rancho Cucamonga, California. She's a nonprofit director and a super fan of 10 years. She says she's a social and competitive threat and she wants to make genuine connections with people, so they keep her in the house. You've got to be charismatic if you're going to make it in nonprofit work, so let's see how far that gets her. Now, I gotta admit, 30-year-old Joseph really got me on board with his game when he said he's consumed a disgusting amount of reality TV in his 30 years on Earth. In addition to being relatable, Joseph is a video store clerk in Tampa, Florida, and while he loves a high-pressure environment, he wants to play a more subtle game and be really authentic with people. I'm on board, for now. Kenny is up next. He's a 52-year-old former undercover cop from Boston, and that could either take him all the way to the end or freak everyone out and get him booted immediately. I'm curious to see if he's gonna lie about that to everyone. I do like that he said he's taking strategy week by week, but yeah, it all comes down to how he's gonna play that profession card. Then we've got Kimo. He's 35 and the show's first native Hawaiian. The mattress salesman seems like a big sweetie, and I love that he said he's looking forward most to the AC in the house because Hawaii is so hot and humid. I think everyone's gonna love him. He could be a dark horse. Let's see if he's got the competitive fire in him. Now I gotta put some money on Leah, the 26-year-old VIP cocktail server in Miami, just because she's a Pittsburgh girl at heart, and so am I. She comes from a family of superfans, and she's looking to not so much be manipulative, but wiggle her way into people's hearts and use people underestimating her as gameplay. 10 out of 10, yins are approved. We've got 33-year-old Lisa up next. She's a celebrity chef from LA who's looking to play a dynamic game. She said she's gonna treat the game like her business, and it never hurts to be a chef in the house, I'm just saying. I get kind of fun, kooky vibes off of her. She's not my winner, but I think she's gonna make for good feeds. McKenzie is up next. She's 22 from Houston, and she works as a construction project manager. McKenzie calls herself a triple threat, socially, mentally, and physically, but says she can come on strong, so she's trying to be a little bit shyer in the beginning. I'm worried she's gonna take it too far and people are gonna think she's being aloof or fake. I don't know. Matt is another self-aware player. The 25-year-old from Roswell, Georgia by way of Loganville is a tech sales rep, and while he said he's a big social and physical threat and really gets along with older people, he knows he can come off like a gym bro jerk, so I don't know, that's kind of a yikes. Now Quinn is another one to watch for me. The 25-year-old nurse recruiter from Omaha, Nebraska by way of Lawton, Oklahoma really knows a lot about gameplay. He said he's going to categorize himself more as a rat this season, lying and cheating only when his back is against the wall and he's out of options. But he said he won't shy away from being a bit nefarious and being kind of zany, so I'm going to say we're either going to get one of the best or one of the worst games of all time here. Rubina also seems like she's someone who's gonna bring the energy this season. She's 25, she's from LA, she's a bartender, and she says she wants to bring the big sister vibes to the Big Brother house. She's keeping it real, she's really bonding with people. I didn't really get that competitive fire in her though, but she could be proving me wrong. Takor is another one that I'm putting my money on. The 23-year-old crochet business owner is from Atlanta via Chicago via London, and she's got a degree in sociology, so that could come in very handy in this game. She said she's gonna read people in the house, and while she can be a sweetie, she's also not afraid to be competitive or combative, and I love that combo in a player. And finally, we have Tucker. He's a 30-year-old Brooklynite by way of Boston, and he works in marketing and sales. Now, he was raised in a wild, loud Italian family, and Tucker said he's basically been living in the Big Brother house his whole life, and he loves it. He's a jokester, so he knows how to keep people happy and keep the peace. That goes a long way in this game, and he cooks, so he could be another winner. I've got my eye on him too. Now that's all 16 of our BB26 house guests, but we do have a 17th player who's gonna get voted into the game by the other house guests, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. We'll see all that and more when the season kicks off on Wednesday, July 17th on CBS and Paramount+. And you know us, we'll be following along the whole season, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our recaps, and drop your winner down in the comments. Am I totally wrong, or are you on board with me? Until next time, I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture Social Call.